Hey guys, I decided I was going to do kind of a different type of video. I've not done one of these before, and I kind of wanted to help educate the furry fandom on how to interact with a fursuiter, because at various cons I've gone to, there's very different etiquette that people follow, and it's not always necessarily the greatest. And there's some things that suitors like myself don't really kind of like when you come interact with us. And I kind of wanted to give you guys, kind of some steps, guidelines of what not to do, and what kind of to do when you're talking or interacting with a fursuiter at a con, at a meet, whatever. The first one that I'd like to bring up is do not touch a fursuiter with dirty hands. If you've got food on your hands of some sort, or you've got dirt in your hands, or your hands are just dirty in general, don't touch a fursuiter. Please wash your hands beforehand, because if you get stuff on our suits, then we have to go clean it off, and it ruins the look of our suit and could possibly damage it to not being able to repair it or fix it. And we spend, everyone spends money on their suits and they want it to look nice, so please guys, wash your hands after you eat, or when you're going to see fursuiters, just make sure your hands are clean. We don't need stuff getting stained, or it's not just food, it's like other things too. Make sure you don't have like stuff on your hands. Make sure they're clean before you actually interact with the fursuiter. The second one that I kind of am big on is don't try to scare a fursuiter. Our vision is limited to begin with. I mean, I've got probably one of the better span of visions in the fandom because of how my eyes are. But there are other suitors, and I've tried on other suits' heads, where the vision is even more limited than what I have. And for you to kind of jump out of somewhere and scare a fursuiter is not really fair. It's not fun for us to be scared. We're, sweating hot to begin with. We can't see a lot, and we're trying to have fun, and to scare us is not really kind of a thing that I like. So please don't scare a fursuiter. I mean, if you are friends with that person and you guys kind of have a running joke and it's okay with the person, fine. But to a random suitor you're just meeting, don't scare them. It's better to approach them from the front. You could also just tap them on the shoulder sometimes. Some people like that, some people don't. It's better just approach from the front and, talk to the fursuiter that way. The third one, and this has happened to me and some of my friends, is don't just run up and jump on a fursuiter from like the back or from the front unless you know the person, because it's not fun for us. I sometimes have a backpack on me that's full of water that if it's my cooling suit. If it gets popped, then it's gonna leak everywhere and it's gonna cause a mess, and then I'm gonna be boiling hot again, guys. So just don't jump on a fursuiter. We're boiling hot as it is. Don't make us freak out, and try just to, if your friend is okay with you doing it to them, then fine. But to like a random suitor you're just meeting, it's not the greatest idea. The fourth one I have is don't ruffle their fur. You sometimes see people just like going like this to a fursuiter, and then their hair is totally messed up, and their fur is messed up, and it's just, we spend time before we come down to the convention areas or a meet, and we brush our suits, and we want our suits to keep looking good. And if you kind of ruffle the fur, it makes it look matted and looks like we don't care. And if you're gonna like pet a fursuiter, pet in the direction of the fur if they say they can do that. Not everyone likes being petted either, so just be aware of that. Another one I have is don't hog all of their time. If you're meeting a fursuiter for the first time and you're really excited, you're fanboying, fangirling, I get it. I mean, I've done the same thing too. I got excited about seeing certain suitors, but you don't want to hog all their time. There's so many people who want to see them. They have their own priorities they want to do. If you stay around and like bother them, they could get annoyed. So it's better to just say hi, get your hugs, get your pictures, and move on. Unless they invite you to stay and hang out. That's the exception. The other one is asking to hug a fursuiter before you just run up and hug them. Not everyone likes hugs who's suiting. You may think that all fursuiters like getting hugs, but I know there's a couple people out there who don't feel comfortable about getting hugs and don't want to give hugs or receive hugs, and that's their choice. I'm not gonna, tell you that it's their choice, basically, and they don't want to get hugs, and just don't run up and hug them. That also leads into not hugging people for too long. There is such a thing as too much of a long hug that will end up causing it to be kind of creepy. And I mean, if you're hugging our suitors for too long, some of us just kind of like want to go and just do other things, and we don't want to be in a completely long hug forever, and it's awkward. The other thing is for asking too many hugs. This has happened to me and happened to other people at various conventions. I'm not naming the convention because I just don't want to. But I had somebody when I was in suit just follow me around throughout the day asking for hugs, and just kept following me, and it got creepy. So please don't be a creep. Saying hi to a fursuiter more than one time during the day, just don't overdo it. And if you are, for example, if you're a suitor and this happens to you, go talk to con ops, because they need to kind of know this is going on, because people should not be doing this to you. Another one that I got from one of my friends is that people are hugging too hard sometimes for a suitor and picking them off the ground. Not everyone wants to be picked off the ground, and if you hug too hard, it starts hurting our backs. So the best option is just don't do too hard of a hug, just kind of a lighter hug. And if the suitor decides to hug harder, you can kind of match what they're doing, but I wouldn't do anything, much more than that. Another one is be gentle with fursuits. We spend, money in our suits, and you have to be gentle with them. You can't just go around and just, to start, doing things to people's suits, because they could break. I mean, it's, you break somebody's suit, it's their property, they're gonna not be happy with you. And yes, I mean, people wear suits, and they're, suits do break. No matter what maker you get, no matter, what they do, suits will always eventually break in some form or another. And you have to do maintenance on them. And suits have to be maintained, and if you don't maintain your suit, it can fall apart easier. So just be gentle on suitors. Just don't, go pick them up and run off of them, or, pull on their tail. Because I've had that happen to me before. People just pulled on my tail, and I don't like it. And it's just, you're pulling at the tail, and it's on a belt. It's glued onto a belt, and the more you pull at it, the more it's going to pull it off and break the seal of the glue, and eventually it will fall off my kidney belt, and then I have to repair it, and it's not worth it. Another one is the whole booping a fursuiter's nose. Just don't do it, because not everybody has. I mean, I could do this right now myself, but because I've got a little more space in my suit. But I don't like it when people do it to me, because they push too hard, they go right into my nose and make my head hurt. Some people have resin heads for, a fursuit, and those are even more dangerous to boop someone's head in, because you can actually physically break someone's nose. Another one is, ask if you want a photo with a fursuiter. Just go up and ask. Just be polite about it. Don't really just jump into every photo and photobomb them, because some people are trying to actually take planned pictures and trying to pose, and if you just keep jumping in and ruining their shot, they're gonna get pissed off at you. So ask for a photo. Don't kind of jump into every photo that they're doing. Give them the space. It's common courtesy. Another one that happens to people a lot of times, and it bothers people. It's never happened to me yet, but I've heard from various fursuiters that someone random will come up and hug them and say, you know, hey, can I wear your fursuit? This is not acceptable behavior to do, guys. Not every fursuiter, you know, is going to let people wear their suits. Certain people have suits and will let their friends wear their suits, but not a complete stranger. Get to know the person. If you know, get to know the person and see how they are, but don't just ask to wear their fursuit. We spend money on these, and you know, lending it out to a stranger kind of is creepy for us. And you know, we don't know you, so we can't trust you not to ruin our suits. I mean, people will lend their suits out to friends, but that's because they know them and they know they'll take good care of them and be careful. So I think that's basically it on the stuff I wanted to kind of cover today. If you guys have like other things that you want to add about how to interact with fursuiters, comment them below, and then I can do another video and add those in. If there's like other questions you have about how to interact with them, comments below as well. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel and share my video out to everybody so that they can kind of understand how to interact with fursuiters better themselves. Thanks, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Crackers! They're healthy for you.